Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. I am joined here today by Maghan Morin, an entrepreneur and co-founder of Thynk Global, investing in mixed-use resources such as food hall incubators and community co-working spaces. Maghan, thank you so much for being here.
Thank you so much for having me. I'm so excited to help out with this project that you have going on.
Thank you so much. I'm super excited to hear more about Thynk Global and all of the great work that you've been doing in the South Florida community.
Yes, so where do I start? Because there's a lot.
I know. We definitely want to jump in and learn more details about it, but you've been an entrepreneur all of your life, or how did you really get into this project, or like what led you there?
Yeah, that's such a good question, because I was talking to my business partner about this the other day, and I was like, it's so crazy to see like where we started and then what we've ended up as. But I think as a whole, so we initially started together with a company called the Doyen. So our whole purpose for that was to open up a women's co-working space in the St. Pete, Tampa area. The first pop-up co-working day, we would go into a restaurant, a coffee shop of some sort, and we would take it over for 4 hours of the day and run it like a co-working space. The first one we had 12 women, the second one we had 90, and it just increased from there. So we were like, oh, okay, wow, women really like this. So then we decided to rent out a full space, and we had pop-up co-working for the whole week, but we had content days where we would bring like a local entrepreneur or have a panel come in and speak, and those were the days that were the most popular. But the days that we just had co-working, like pretty much no one came. We would have like maybe 30 women come, but the days that we had content, we had like 100, anywhere from like 80 to 100, 150 women come into the space. So we really realized that the value proposition lied in the community that we were building, not so much in the space. We ended up taking probably like a month and a half off, and in between that time, we had so many emails from the community that we had built, women asking us like, how did you do this? Like, we really need this business advice, XYZ. So in between that time, we were like, how can we combine both companies? Like, what did the Doyen do that was so good? What did Accountability Buddy do that was so good? And how can we make that tangible? So we decided that we were good at building a community, and then we were good at helping people build their businesses. So we were like, why don't we just try to open up a co-working space again? And we happened to be in the right space at the right time. But strategically, as a business model, we really had to hone in on like, how can we open up this co-working space and not share our business with anyone else as far as like equity. Because to be honest, we don't have the startup capital to efficiently run the space as we needed. So then we got creative. I did a ton of research. So we ended up figuring out like, what is the city that we currently need, that we're currently in, what do they need? And we created a young professionals group, which is called TGYP. And that young professionals group is really gonna serve as our boots on the ground, young professionals that are gonna come into this city that's really old and kind of shake it up, get a new development, move our initiatives forward. Because I don't know how much a lot of people know about businesses, especially small businesses. In order to really tap into any community, you really need to get into your local government. Politics is involved with anything. We've learned that the hard way. But so we're super excited about that, and that's how we'll be opening up the co-working space through that nonprofit, because we're able to get grants through that, and just, make it happen. You got to get creative.
Yeah.
It takes a while, but we're getting there.
From our conversation before, knowing both of our backgrounds are very similar as first generation Caribbean Americans, you with a Haitian background, me as a Jamaican and Katishan background, did you feel like your community in Southern Florida was kind of a pull to do this? Like seeing all of these, not just, I guess, people in need, but having that cultural link and tie to certain people, did it make you want to do this even more?
100%.
Yeah, what does that like look like, I guess, day to day in terms of the value that you feel you're bringing?
Oh my gosh, the value that I feel that I'm bringing so much. I will say, before I didn't realize the importance of it. Now I'm so passionate about it, I get so emotional that I'm just like, oh my God, I have to do this. Like, it's in my blood. I have to help my people. But I just think the value that we bring is, I mean, one, I'm of Haitian descent, and I know a lot more. These Haitians come into Miami, they don't know how to speak English. They're extremely, extremely hard workers.
Yes.
But they don't have the knowledge, the resources, the free resources, the transportation, really someone to kind of hold their hand a little bit for them to get on their feet. They take the little money that they have and they try to do something good, you know, to make money to provide for their family, but it's just not enough. And I think with people like Janine and I, who can articulate, who can have a seat at the table, in a lot of the places that these people unfortunately cannot, we will be that driving force for them to be able to be successful.
Absolutely.
So
what you just said took me back to stories that my dad used to tell me growing up. He grew up on like a farm, like so many other families in the Caribbean. He had more than a lot of people have in the Caribbean, and was one of the lucky people. But he always just talked about like small island,
the mindset,
exactly, small island mentality, and how growing up there, people don't tell you that you can be a banker. They don't tell you about the stock market. My dad was fascinated when he learned about the U.S. stock market. Even something like that, you don't realize that people back home, when you go there, they don't get the same type of information that we do.
Miami is such a backward city, but it has so many wealthy people there that city should not be the way it is as far as the economic wealth gap. There are so many wealthy people that live in that city that just to see how it is, it just blows my mind. And it's like, if people had the right intentions, then the city wouldn't look the way it looks.
Right.
In some areas, you know, it would be fair for all and not just for one category to enjoy their life. So, and that also has to do, I mean, there's so much that I've learned when it comes to city. So Miami has been marketed as like the life of the rich and famous, super fabulous. You come to Miami, you're gonna be on the beach, the sun, you're gonna drive in a Lambo, and all you'll see is nothing but beautiful people. That is not true. Like the real Miami, you see hard workers, foreign workers who are working their butt off, who do not have resources for anything. The resources are not readily available to them, or they cannot get to them. Like, it is just insane. So I think every neighborhood in Miami needs to have something like that, where these small business owners, who are most likely foreigners, can be able to utilize those resources. And I've had a lot of conversation with people that we've met with. How do you change the behavior if you do create something like that? Well, it's going to take a little bit of hand-holding. It's going to take us having a budget within our business model to hire a person who goes to these businesses. And obviously, we're not going to go to a business that isn't necessary. If there's always a popular like little Cuban shop, or a popular like Haitian place, Jamaican, whatever. There's always that one or three in Miami. There's a ton of good ones. But it takes someone going there and talking to the business owner and pulling them out of there, so then they're able to understand and hire and start making the money that they can make, and hiring the people they need to stop being so much in the business and focusing on how to efficiently run it.
Right.
So,
but then it's, I guess, solving the problem of how do we get you the revenue to hire that person? How do we get you the revenue?
So that's where that nonprofit came in.
Exactly.
So because before it's too much of a hard sell, because in people's mind they're like, do you really think you can change the behavior of this person or these business owners that are working 80, 100 hours a week? Yeah, you can, if we get people that can go to the place and pull them out of there. Absolutely. Or sit with them for an hour and 30 minutes and tell them about this resources, get them signed up, and have them come to the space.
Of course.
If they're able to like plant these seeds in every community, then
yeah,
they'll be prosperous. But you know, it's gonna be a marathon, girl.
Oh yeah. I mean, any business, it's what the statistic is, 95% of businesses fail within the first 3 years. So it takes more than even just 5 years.
Mm-hmm.
Even within that range, it's still, to the business owner, considered in the infant stage.
Even, I mean, and the crazy, that's very true, but even the multi-million-dollar businesses are still struggling with the same thing the $100,000 businesses are. They're struggling with, like, how do we market better? How do we do this? How do we get more consumers? How do we cut costs? Like, everyone deals with it. It's just you're either dealing with it down here or all the way up here.
Right.
You know, so it's the same formula, the same thing.
Yeah, so even though your work is very new in that community, what do some of those success stories look like thus far?
In North Miami?
Yeah, in North Miami.
I can't say that we've really had a success story in North Miami because we're so new there. We've overcome things, and I feel that that's our success.
Absolutely.
That we're still.
I mean, every little thing, I think.
St. Pete, Tampa, we have a lot. So we were able to help over 20 businesses generate more revenue, become more aware within our community. Okay, so when we had our second event, which had 150 ladies there, and we had Channel 10 News come out there, they were so amazed that there were so many different types of women in race, age, occupation, what they did. Like, some women worked corporate but took the day off to come.
Wow.
And I'm just like, but anyway, within that community, a lot of those women made friends, like genuine friendships. And we have two Hispanic ladies who started an events company together. What? Then they also started like this ladies meetup group for small business owners.
That is a lot of success, if we're gonna be honest. I mean, it depends on, it's all about perspective, right?
Yeah, definitely.
I
don't feel that
early business. I mean, you're in the early stages of your business, but the effect that you've already managed to have, the fact that you're bringing people together, you've seen that you guys are stronger together, and you're making that happen. You're multiplying those opportunities for people. So if anything, I would say Thynk Global is off to an amazing start. Yeah,
we need to be global, girl. That's why I was like, when we were picking out names for this, I was not budging on the global part, because I'm a visionary, so I need to see it. Word Thynk Global, people see it and they're like, oh, automatically it's just perspective, whatever they think it really is.
Exactly.
It may not be. Exactly.
I mean, you can be a sole proprietor and have people thinking that you're running a team with 10 people. It's just really what you want people to think.
Yeah.
But I'm really happy that you've been able to make people think more positively, think towards building community, and just thinking towards resourcing and making it happen. I think that's really amazing.
Yeah. Well, thanks, girl.
Yeah.
I hope to do better. Continuously do better.
You're doing amazing, sweetie.
Yeah.
As Kris Jenner would say. How can people find more about Thynk Global and even supporting it?
Oh, yes, that support. Yes. That's what we need the most.
That's
Happy US. So you can find us on thynkglobal.com. So it's Thynk with a Y, so THYNK global.com. Or you can
down there. It's linked down there.
And you can also email us at LIVE local LOCAL at thynkglobal.com for any more information. But soon, by the time you see this video, hopefully that donate button will be there, so you can donate money to us and help support the cause.
Definitely do that.
We're not that big on social media, by the way, which I know it has to happen.
Something I would recommend.
I know, but we do all of our social media links are the same, so it's at Thynk Global.
Okay.
So super easy.
Super easy. But they love getting mail. Send the mail. Support new businesses. like Maghan's. I mean, you are making such a huge difference.
You know what
the
interest, if you support Thynk Global, then you support a ton of businesses.
A ton of businesses. Problem solved. I'm making everyone's lives so much easier, as are you. And I'm just so grateful that you joined me today.
Oh, well, thank you. I'm happy you're doing this. This is really good.
Thank you.
So keep doing it, girl.
I'm happy to share stories like this. I mean, we connected like randomly through Facebook, Create and Cultivate. Shout out to your group on Facebook. But I just love hearing women, especially women of color, especially Black women, doing things to lift other people up, because we have such a hard time doing that for ourselves. So the fact that not only are you able to do that for yourself and then go do something amazing.
Thanks, girl.
I love it. But see you guys next time.
Adios.
Bye-bye. Actually, before you leave, like this video, subscribe so that you can see more stories like Maghan's. Now you can go.